And for Fighting Irish Preview, I'm Phil Houck, and in Chapel Hill, North Carolina today, the Irish turned an early 7-0 deficit into a 45-32 romp that wasn't that close. If you think about it, Audric Estime is going in for a touchdown with 3 minutes to go in the ball game, and would have added 7 points to that, but unfortunately, as he was spinning, the ball flopped out of his hands for a touchback. Carolina scored a couple of garbage touchdowns. When I say garbage, the game basically was over, but the Irish prevailed by 13, and heck, they were 2.5-point underdogs in this game, so that's a great victory for the Irish. They actually trailed in this one 7-0 at the end of the first quarter, and they then went on to score on their next 6 possessions, and they held a 38-14 lead at 10:21 of the third quarter. The game really, despite the high-powered offense for North Carolina, the way the game was going to that point, you really had the feeling that this one was over. The Irish let their ground game take over from there. They actually had their last touchdown of the day was scored on a 4-yard, I think it was Chris Tyree that went in on that last touchdown, and that was after a 12-play drive that was all runs. That's old-time Notre Dame football if you think about it. Audric Estime today, 17 carries, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, virtually unstoppable for the most part. In the Irish ground game in all piled up 287 yards. Commenting on that ground game post-game, Marcus Freeman obviously is aware of the significance of what happened in this ball game and said, for us to be successful, we have to be able to run the ball at will. And it's pretty much what they were able to do on this admittedly porous North Carolina defense. Passing game also showed up, and particularly big in the first half. Drew Pyne, 24-34, 289 yards, 3 touchdowns, no mistakes, no interceptions. Michael Mayer, 7 catches, 88 yards. He had a touchdown. He was a man. He even carried the ball once on a jet sweep, if you can believe that, out of your tight end, All-American tight end, I might add. Lorenzo Styles added 5 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. And the Irish showed some vertical elements to their passing game with actually getting the ball downfield a little bit. So that adds some variety that gives defensive coordinators something to think about. A great play calling in this game. An example of that came on a rollout pass to the near side of the field off a play action to Logan Diggs, and Logan Diggs just kind of snuck his way into the far flat on the far side, and lo and behold, when Drew Pyne looked over there, he was wide open. A great play call. He then went into the end zone on a 34-yard touchdown of Pyne to Diggs. Play calling was so good by offensive coordinator Tommy Rees. Marcus Freeman commented on that after the game, but also Drew Pyne commented that he doesn't know how many times after drives he went over to the sideline, got on that press box phone that Reese was yelling at him over last week, and just told his offensive coordinator, I love you. And that obviously he was happy over the plays that he was being sent in to run because they were working tonight. So a happy bunch in Chapel Hill tonight, coming away with the 45-32 win. The Irish go to 2-2. Feeling good going into their bye week and beginning preparations for number 19 BYU in Las Vegas in the Shamrock Series matchup in 2 weeks. Points aplenty for Notre Dame tonight, and Notre Dame finds an identity. It was starting to develop last week, and as Drew Pyne said, it all starts with the offensive line. Power football, run the football, that will open up the passing game, and play good defense. For FightingIrishPreview.com, I'm Phil Houck, and that's a wrap.